So the 2023 NHRA season is finally here in just a few days, and more team liveries start to spill out through preseason testing before the new season opener, the Gator Nationals in Gainesville, Florida. And in this video, I want to break down some of the new car liveries for 2023 and rank them. Now, this is just my opinion, and this list doesn't cover everyone in the NHRA Nitro ranks, as a lot of teams haven't really shown their hand yet, and there's a bunch of names missing simply because I haven't seen their new colours yet. My least favourite could be your favourite. It's all subjective. But these are some liveries that stood out for the right and wrong reasons. So, let's get into it. Robert Hight's Auto Club and Flavor Pack Funny Car. Now, while Auto Club is scaling back this year with JFR, the scaled back graphics package doesn't do anything for me. It's understated and very minimalistic. And Hight's had some great graphics packages over the years with Auto Club. Maybe the large amount of white space on the side is to make it easier to rotate sponsors throughout the year. I'm unsure, but Height does get another shot with this flavor pack entry. Again, nothing exceptional going on with the livery, but at least the logo size is more prominent and it makes the car look bold, bright, and balanced. This one will look awesome under the lights. I give the flavor pack car a 7 out of 10, the Auto Club scheme gets a 6. Clay Millican's Parts Plus Dragster. Now, Clay Millican's new Parts Plus livery shows potential, but it looks half finished. The bold, thick coloured line work wrapping around the Parts Plus logo has a retro vibe to it and would look awesome if that concept was carried down the top of the bodywork towards the front wing. Let's see if more sponsor decals are added into that white space in the front half, but either way, the overall livery concept would look spectacular if the retro theme was continued in the front half. I give Clay's Parts Plus livery a 7 out of 10. John Force's Blue Def Chevrolet. Now, John Force showed up in Gainesville testing with the Blue Def sponsorship, utilizing a black band along the bottom third and the peak blue across the hood and the roof. It's a safe design and it looks clean and bold, but it's lacking that excitement that Force's Castrol color schemes had through the years. I'm curious what another designer could do with the peak livery concept on this Camaro, because I think the blue, black and white color palette could be made into something wild and bold, and that suits Force's larger than life persona. The Blue Def livery for 2023 gets a 7.5 out of 10. Bob Tasker's Ford Motorcraft Funny Car. Sticking to corporate guidelines for Motorcraft, this livery's okay, but I'd like to see a bit more graphics treatment on the sides. The solid red hood and roof along with the blue lines are striking, but that's where it seems to end. It's not a bad design and it looks awesome with the Mustang lines. Tasker's shown up with specialty schemes before throughout the season, and hopefully that's the case again in 2023 because the Motorcraft legacy, the Mustang body and the color palette have so much potential. I give this one a 7.5 out of 10. Josh Hart's R&L Carriers Dragster. Now, this livery looks like R&L Carriers and Josh Hart had some fun with a bold retro theme complemented by the lime green. I kinda dig it. There's still room for improvement with the overall livery concept. It does seem less corporate than last year's. I give this one a 7.5 out of 10. Antron Brown's Matco Tools Dragster. Now, I thought Antron's Matco scheme from 2022, it lacked character. There was no bold color choices and it looked bland. But I do like the move back to the strong two-tone black and silver livery this year. And it separates the major and the associate sponsors and adds character to the car overall. This car will be easy to spot as Antron's car from the stands as well. The 2023 livery is a step back in the right direction. I give Antron's Matco livery an 8 out of 10. Matt Hagan and Leah Pruitt's Sublime Dodge scheme. Now, the Charger and the Challenger come to an end this year, so the Sublime Green is a throwback to the 70s when the Challenger and the Charger first appeared. And I wasn't sure what to think of the green when I first saw it, but the tie-in to the Dodge roots, and after watching the car in testing, this one's grown on me. I can't wait to see this livery under lights, and I think they've done a great job. The TSR Nitro team gets an 8.5 out of 10 for the Sublime concept. Steve Torrance's Capco Dragster. Now, last year's was good, this one's even better. The black band down the middle separating the major and the associate sponsors was well executed in the design last year, and it looked prominent from far away that you could tell it was Torrens. But I think this year the Capco boys have stepped it up a notch again. Look at that thin red line traveling the length of the bottom of the bodywork. It frames the red in the Capco logo really well, and the red to grey gradient through the middle has a modern and clean look that gives the car a bit more character, given that there's only two sponsors prominently displayed on the side. I think they've made better use of the middle of the dragster with this design. I dig it, and it's a 9.1 out of 10. Ron Capps' Napa Funny Car. Now Capps' Napa liveries are always near perfect. The yellow and blue with the white accents makes this car pop in daylight, nighttime, and on TV. And I'm not sure I'm on board with the amount of white at the front and the sides. It almost gives the car a bit of an unfinished look because there's so much colour elsewhere on the design, but this livery will grow on me as the season goes on. It's not the best Napa livery, but I do love how Ron Capps Motorsports' logo has been incorporated into the design. I give this one a 9.2 out of 10. Alex Laughlin's Haviland Funny Car. Now Alex Laughlin has teamed up with Jim Dunn Racing this season, and I had high expectations for this one. Laughlin always brings a strong graphics game, and the Dunns have had some of the most surprisingly good liveries as well, and I think that between the Dunns and Laughlin, they'll lead the pack with photo-worthy liveries. The Haviland design works cohesively with the Dodge body, and they've chosen bold colours that'll make this car spectacular to watch. I give this one a 9.3. Tim Wilkerson and Tony Schumacher's Skag liveries. Now, I caught Tony Schumacher's Skag livery around the same time that Wilkerson was announced as his teammate, and I have to say that the livery looks striking and aggressive on both the dragster and the funny car. And with Skag's marketing tagline of Fear the Stripes, the bold black and orange works perfectly, but I'm sure you'll agree that the funny car looks meaner with more surface area for the livery to work around. Now the challenge with the dragster is that the surface area is so narrow top to bottom, and getting a logo to sit well and maximize the use of that surface area can be a challenge depending on the logo, and the font and the colors. So Skag have used every ounce of real estate top to bottom to make their logo prominent on Schumacher's dragster. These guys nailed it. I give it a 9.5. Doug Kalitta's Mac Tools Dragster. Now this is probably the best livery on Kalitta's dragster in about 5 years. The Mac Tools logo is taking up more space top to bottom, and it looks awesome against the white background. The sharp arrow line separating the front half of the car really nails the separation of the associate sponsors well, and it creates that contrast that'll look brilliant in the daytime and at night. The addition of the canopy adds points to the cool factor, and it completely changes the look of the Kalitta dragster overall. For me, Doug Kalitta's ride scores a 9.6. Alexis DeJoria's Bandero Tequila Funny Car. Now this is one of those liveries that actually made me go wow. It's got that striking balance of a white base against the brown Bandero colours, and it mixes up some fairly unique line work that wraps around the funny car body perfectly. The more I look at it, the more I can see the graphics working seamlessly with the Supra body shape and the flares and the wheel arches. Now this is a 9.8 for me, and while it's not the all-time best livery, it's the best one I've seen so far for 2023. Now there's plenty of names missing from this list, and that's because I haven't seen their colour schemes from testing yet, so I can't comment on what I haven't seen. But I hope you've had some fun checking out my breakdown on these 2023 Nitro liveries. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, which team livery gets your vote for the best in class of 2023, and as always, thanks for watching Nitro Mouth, and I'll see you in the comments.